All right, so what's up? Jacob Two here with Experiment 27. In this video, I'm going to show you the best cold email template for 2021, hands down. And the best thing about this is that it's not just a general script that that is just for one specific thing. I'm going to actually share with you a framework that you can apply to really any B2B service and sell anything. I'll show you a specific example, but the framework that you use is really going to apply to anything. And just in the past month alone, this framework has generated this much in pipeline for me, which is pretty awesome. And not to mention all of these leads that I'm following up with come January. So this works, and this is actually directly from Experiment 27. Alex Berman over at his channel is amazing. A ton of great stuff like this. Over the past half decade, we, and by we I mean the founders of the company, have generated over 100 million in sales for us and our clients. I say us. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder here. I'm a student of theirs, but I am working with them. So that out of the way, I'm going to just go ahead and show you a presentation I put together explaining how this would work for someone I'm actually could be working with soon. But the point is that you're going to actually see this framework in action. This cold email template works like crazy. I mean, you're going to be getting response rates like, look at this, like these campaigns, 87% open rate, 22% response rate, 19%, 22% response rate, 19, 21, 90% open rates. These are stone cold emails, guys. So 100 emails, you get 20 responses. At least half of them you're getting meetings. I mean, come on, this is insane. So how does this work? I need to explain how this actually works before I show you the actual email script, because the actual script itself is not even that important. The framework is much more important that you can follow. So the way that you cold email, the way you target people, first of all, the script doesn't matter if your targeting sucks, right? So how do you target people for cold email? The first thing you have to do is pick a relevant case study. So if you don't have any case studies, you need to get one, and I can make another video about that. But essentially, you need to think about your past wins, because when someone buys from you, there's really three things that they're going to determine whether or not they buy. Number one, do they need what you're offering? Number two, can they afford it? And number three, do they trust you can actually deliver? Can you actually solve their problem? So if you're selling marketing, for example, lead generation, everyone needs leads. You just sell to big enough companies and they have a budget. So do they trust you can deliver is the third thing. Well, how will they trust you? Well, have you done this before? Do you have experience? Yes, okay. But even more so, have you done this before for a company like me? Right? Like if you're selling to agencies and all of your portfolio items are with pizza restaurants, that's very different. So they might not really like that very much. They could ask you, have you done this before? And you would say, yeah, with pizza restaurants. And they say, well, we're not a pizza restaurant, right? But if you show them an agency that's just like theirs, they're going to love it. It makes it way easier to book meetings, and it makes it way easier to sell. So even when you get people on the phone, you're going to have a case study that you can use to sell with, which you wouldn't have otherwise. And as far as actually getting people on the phone, emailing somebody and telling them about a company that you helped just like them, even a competitor of theirs, is a great way to book a meeting. So that being said, this guy has a case study with Mount Sinai Hospital. They did branding for Mount Sinai Hospital. And so this is the case study that we would be using for him. If we were to do outreach on his behalf, and you can think of your own case studies, you can look at your website, your case studies. So then you're only going to reach out to people who would care about that case study, right? So only other hospitals, major hospitals, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, Johns Hopkins, for example. And here's the actual email, okay? This is what you all been waiting for. So the subject line is quick question, very short and sweet. And by the way, this case study sentence right here, I made it up. I actually don't, this is just something I made up to show him. This is not an exact case study, so don't quote me on this. But the idea is the framework. I'll read you the script. And don't copy this word for word. You have to mold it to your own service, otherwise it's not going to work. But the script is basically, hi, first name, and then you give them a really personalized compliment here. So just call it something specific that they did. So Read the article you shared several months back on LinkedIn. Amazing how the Mayo Clinic was using self-driving shuttles to transport coronavirus tests. Love the innovation. So clearly this is only going to apply to her. It's obvious that this is not a spam email. This is highly personalized. This will increase open rates. It will increase response rates. If people don't want to work with you, they'll at least say thank you for emailing me. They're not going to say like F off, I'm reporting you. And it'll also keep you out of the spam folder. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already. But because you're not sending the same exact email to everybody, you're less likely to hit spam. And you're much less likely to be flagged as spam because you're not spamming people. This is personalized outreach. So that's the framework. It's first their first name. Next is a personalized first line. Then you go into the one sentence, like what I do. I help healthcare companies define their brand in a way that resonates with patients. So that's just an example for him. You can say, like, for example, for me, I would say, I help, if I was emailing agencies, I might say, I help web and app developers find new clients. One sentence, what you do, who you help, what you do. Then you move into your one sentence case study, and this is why the case study is so important. Recently, we helped Mount Sinai create a unified brand story across their health system, which resulted in a 17% increase in patient enrollment and a 21% increase in brand recall. So, again, these numbers, the percentages here, I made them up, not necessarily true, but you would know what your numbers are, and you would word this case study in a way where you say, recently helped company do this thing, which had this result. So recently helped Mount Sinai, and then the thing is create a unified brand story, and the result is more patients, basically. So I'm mentioning and I'm emailing Mayo Clinic, by the way, the chief marketing officer, right? So she is getting an email from someone who specializes in her field, who wrote a personalized email and is telling her about a very specific service and a result. And not only that, a result for someone just like her. What are the odds she goes, you know what, I would love more patients. If she has any kind of issue at all with her marketing and wants more patients, she'll respond to this, right? And why will she respond? Because we have a call to action. Interested in doing the same for Mayo Clinic, let me know and I'll send some times. So essentially, what you're doing here, what the framework is, it's hi first name, personalized compliment, a case study where you helped one of their competitors do something with a good result, and you ask them if they want to do the same thing. That's really all it is. It's like 3 or 4 sentences. This might be less than 100 words all in, and this is the best framework for outreach. We've tested millions and millions of emails. We've tested long, short. This overall across the board is the best framework, and as you can see, it's winning with me. And I follow this exact template. For example, with this email campaign, 22% response rate. Right? If I show you what I wrote here. It's literally the same thing, just with a different spin on it. Hi name, personalized compliment. I specialize in finding new clients for web and app developers. Recently, we helped Dom and Tom, an NYC-based developer, bring on McDonald's and close an extra $1 million in 6 months. Can you take on more clients at company name? Let me know, and I can send over a few times to chat. Thanks, Jacob. And I actually started adding another line here where I said, P.S. Awesome work with, and I said portfolio item. Which was awesome, and this actually boosted response rate even more. So portfolio item was like if they had a case study where they work with like Nike, I would say P.S. awesome work with Nike. So I kind of sandwiched the personalization. So again, this is not a one size fits all. It's a framework, and you have to A/B test, right? You might want to remove this line about what you do, for example. You might want to change the call to action, for example. You might want to say, use a different subject line. You have to test it in your industry, and you might find that your case study isn't very impressive, right? But the point is, this is the framework to use. If you send this email and you have a good case study to 100 people and you use this format, if you don't get any meetings, it's because your case study sucks or the market doesn't want what you're offering. And then you can just move on. So this is the best cold email template, if you will, the best cold email framework for 2021. And if you want to win with sales going into the new year, this is what I recommend you do. And by the way, if you want a free training document to show you exactly how I generate leads and how I actually have a system that automatically I have a team that creates leads for me. It shows you how to train someone to do this for you for cheap, or how to do it yourself, and you'll learn exactly how to find companies that actually want to buy from you, how to find the right people at those companies who are decision makers, meaning they can actually buy. You don't have to go through a bunch of people. You can just get right to the people you want to sell to. It shows you how to find their personalized emails, not generic emails. It shows you how to validate all of the emails, meaning make sure that they're actually real, and how to guess emails that even your email tools won't be able to find. And lastly, it shows you how to validate catch all emails, which even email validation tools can't find or can't validate. And this is even without, sending test dummy emails with cold email or with Gmail. This is not a spammy thing. It's a step-by-step process. In fact, if I actually pull it up, I might be able to show you. Okay, I don't have it here. I don't want to spend. Actually, I'll pull it up in a second. All right, here is the doc. So literally, it goes through step-by-step everything you need, how to use a document. It talks about lead pools. It talks about how to go through, like I said, step by step. It shows you how to do it all. And there's even a 5-minute Loom video for each step. There's a quick Loom video that shows you how to do every single part of the process. So, for example, if you want to know how to find targets' email addresses with Hunter, and this is on automatically, it'll show you. In this one, it shows you how to guess the emails that, like I said, that Hunter can't find, and this is quite easy. And again, this video is only 7 minutes long, so they're very bite-sized chunks. You can follow it along yourself or pass it off to someone else, and you will have enough leads to basically book yourself solid, full of people who want to buy from you. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. The link for this training document, by the way, will be down below in the description. And if you follow the training document and this video, you're going to get responses like this from people who are saying amazing outreach, best cold email I've ever received, asking for meetings. So that being said, highly recommend you check it out. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, ask me down below. And I want to know from you, what do you think is better, cold email outreach or LinkedIn outreach? I'm a big fan of cold email, but I'm curious to know what you prefer, one or two, cold email or LinkedIn. Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one.